things are not going well for small businesses. And small businesses are one of the most important drivers of a healthy economy. This could point in a very bad direction. Let's talk about the farmers. Trump is in major trouble all of a sudden. Every single day this week, we are building up a picture of the degree to which farmers and ranchers are furious with Trump. They don't seem to like him anymore. They're turning on Trump, and it is a disaster. Now, it's not just this specific guy. We're going to hear from Caleb Ragland here, who is a farmer and also a spokesperson for farmers. He explains in really clear terms during congressional testimony exactly what's going wrong and exactly where the policy is hurting them.
My name is Caleb Ragland. I'm a ninth-generation farmer from Kentucky. I also serve as president of ASA. U.S. agriculture is facing significant challenges, which are illustrated by rapidly plunging margins for farmers. Commodity prices are down nearly 50% from highs experienced just 3 years ago, and farm production costs continue to skyrocket for land, seeds, fertilizers, pesticides.
So input costs going up. Got it.
And farm machinery, while high interest rates create additional pressure. For soybean farmers, the loss of our largest export market due to trade retaliation by China has made financial problems even worse. We are hopeful that this market will be restored following the meeting between Presidents Trump and Xi. Still, high production cost and market losses mean soybean farmers are expected to face a loss of around $109 an acre for this year's crop.
Did you hear that? $109 an acre of loss for the crop. When you look at soybeans, it's really the prototypical example of unintended consequences, or maybe intended consequences if you are Trump. But China's fine. China's found other sources of soybean. They've got Brazil, they've got Argentina. They have a lot of options. Our soybean farmers have nothing. They are simply sitting on soybeans, losing $109 for each acre of this year's crop. Caleb Ragland went on in more detail. I think this is very interesting to hear from him exactly how this is all going down.
Other factors are contributing to higher input cost. The U.S. imports $33 billion in inputs annually. For high-cost products like fertilizer and pesticides, tariffs create a heavy financial burden. IEEPA tariffs have raised tariff-related input expenses for farmers from 1% to over 12% this year. Inputs also depend on the global market. Many fertilizers and half of the active ingredients for pesticides are imported. Global dynamics like demand shifts and geopolitical issues also impact prices. The high cost of farm production has eroded the financial safety net of soybean farmers and has made it harder to weather trade-related market losses this year.
All right. Now you get the point. Now, the reason I said at the beginning of this segment, farmers, but not necessarily this specific farmer, is that Caleb Ragland has previously reportedly voted for Trump 3 times. And I think that to the extent that he is now acknowledging, hey, the tariffs from Trump are a problem, great. I welcome that realization. But this is a guy who was highly partisan in the past in favor of Trump and against Joe Biden. But that doesn't really matter. The problems they're facing are the problems they're facing. And he showed up there. And when he says, hey, here's the tariffs, we know who put those tariffs in place. How powerful, or let me put it a different way, how significant could it be for Donald Trump and for Republicans if farmers and ranchers turn on him and Republicans? It could be very significant. They aren't in and of themselves the biggest constituency in the world, but we all depend on our food sources. And so there is a trickle, the trickle down that the Republicans tell us about is completely fabricated. Cut taxes on the rich and everybody benefits. That's made up. That doesn't happen. The trickle down that is real is that if Americans, all of whom need food, start to realize food is costing more rather than less, and Trump is screwing farmers and cattle ranchers, What are the farmers and ranchers saying? Oh, they're pissed about the tariffs too? Well, then so am I. This is a critical group, not for its sheer size, but because it relates to something every single person in the country depends on, which is food. So this is not a group, if I were a Republican, I would be trying to cross. Some Republicans get it, but they can't seem to get through to Donald Trump. I've been using Graza olive oil for years, and I am super excited that Graza is now a sponsor of the show. Graza olive oil is always fresh. It's never blended. They use one olive from one region in Spain, no mysterious blends. It's a traceable and fresher product. And the packaging is super practical. None of these messy, drippy spouts. Graza oils come in easy to use squeeze and spray bottles. They've got 3 types, super simple. Frizzle for high smoke point cooking, sizzle for everyday cooking, and drizzle, which is more for garnishes and dressings. I've been using Graza oil in my house for years. I love everything about it. Supercharge your food with Graza olive oil. Visit graza.co/DavidP and promo code DavidP today for 10% off your first order. The link is in the description.